hello guys, how are you doing today? Welcome to another beautiful episode of the Billionaire Habit Podcast with me, Dr. Olumide Akintayo. And today I have one of my favorite people in the world. I probably call him my first ever mentor in life and probably my best friend, because I really don't know how many things I can't tell him. Or he doesn't know. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Olumide Akintayo.
Thank you.
Alani Olu.
Yes, Alani Olu. Very powerful.
My billionaire brother. Farmer, you know. I will start with our childhood. You were the prodigal son.
Yeah.
I grew up, watching you always, breaking all the rules.
Yes.
And I remember, it's just so clear.
Yeah.
When I think you failed, whether you had done your WAEC in 1997.
Yes.
Then we moved to Kwara State.
Yes.
Then you went to Bida Poly or something for remedials. And then you had to do, because now the standards is more tougher.
Higher in the southwest.
In the southwest.
Yes.
Even though that's even middle belt. Kwara is middle belt in a way. But the standard is higher than the core north in Borno State.
Yes.
So you need to do WAEC again. You need to do JAMB again.
Yeah.
And then you failed.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
It was the first one. So the first ever I did was 96, 97.
Mm-hmm.
That was my WAEC. And it was, I tell people, it was very, very interesting. I had lots of F9s. So I had 2 credits and 1 pass. Hallelujah. So the first credit was in Hausa language. The second credit was a Christian religious knowledge.
Which is a given.
Yeah.
Considering our father is a pastor.
So the pass, I guess WAEC just felt, this guy, they just gave me pass in geography. So I went to the Polytechnic in Maiduguri there, Math Polytechnic.
Yeah.
Then they allow you that, okay, you go and write WAEC again, but you get admission.
Okay.
So when you get your papers, you now fix it. So it was Ramat I went to. Then we now moved to
Kwara
State. And I needed to, it was too far. It's not like now that there's communication. In those days, you can't
there's
there's no email, there's no phone.
Mm-hmm.
This mobile phone came 2003. Mm-hmm. I'm talking of 1997. 98. Mm-hmm. Okay, so even reaching from Maiduguri to Kwara was just so mommy wanted me to just come down. So but here you must have your papers. So I had to go to Bida to rewrite. Of course, I cleared my papers at that point.
But there was an encounter I remember where it was an altercation between you and my dad. I don't know.
It should be the first one.
But because it was in Jeba actually. And I remember, we were your recruits. And,
always players.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I will never forget it. And for me, it was important because it's how one of the leadership lessons I learned from you, where you were like, look, the horse in front that fell, is supposed to correct the younger ones. And rather than you flogging and say daddy was just being unreasonable, you were honest with us to say, look, I messed up as well. I mean, my parents may be too hard on this, but I messed up. And it's wisdom that you guys don't repeat. I will say that's one of the first leadership seeing you, of course, I've also seen you do a lot of bad things that I'm not proud of. And I will spare you that on this podcast. But I can say that was really noble, seeing someone own up to say, hey, I made a mistake here.
And
you
I'm
guys
ready
should
to correct
yes, and you guys should learn. I mean, how did you evolve into that version? Because you were not always like that.
Okay, so my change actually started at that point. Recently, I was reminiscing, and I was like, I need to find this man. So I got this continuing education center, a coaching center.
Wow.
And the man was good. He's in Bida.
Yeah.
That was what took me to Bida now. I went for...
Maybe we see you through this.
Yes, I really am looking for... I need to reward
What's his name?
The name of the organization is Continuing Education Center in Bida.
Okay.
I don't know if it is. In fact, I searched for it on Google.
Yeah.
You know, it's somebody I want to reward.
Yeah.
You know, for me, in my academics, that was a changer. You know, he was the person who let me know that you can do this.
Wow.
You know, I used to believe my brain cannot take education.
Wow.
But guess what? I cleared my papers. I never did further maths. I had a B in further maths.
Wow.
Yes. And because of that place, till I finished university, I never read my maths related courses until it's exam time.
You were that good in maths?
I was that good. If you see my transcript, any maths related course, if I had a B, it's a fail. I'll probably print my transcript. If I had a B, it's I didn't do well. It's usually A, B, A, and I don't even read. You know, so that was the game changer for me. And then the second game changer was in the university when I became born again. Okay. Now, that's one of the gifts church gave me. Church helped to transform my mind.
Yeah.
My mind. You know, and I'll give it to two people who laid foundation for me, Bishop Oyedepo and Pastor Sam Adeyemi.
Reverend Sam.
Okay. So I was in the university, I was new, born again, and one of my neighbor was a Daystar member. Then there was cassettes, not
CDs.
CDs.
Yes, it cassette.
She had lots of his cassettes.
You introduced me to Reverend Sam.
Yes. So luckily, he's also on radio. In the morning, we had this red lamp that is cassette player also that we used to use in those days. So I would listen to him
Gen
on radio.
Zs don't know what we're talking
I don't know. I would listen to him on radio. I'll hear his cassettes, you know, and Bishop Oyedepo's cassettes. I didn't forget the two ones. I mean, I ate those cassettes. Bishop's one was Launch Out into the Deep for a Catch. That's the title.
Launch Out into the Deep.
It was that. Say, the core message of is that there's nothing in the shallow waters. If you want the best in life, go deep. You know. So I probably listened to each
more
of those
than 100
for what more than 100
time I visited you,
I'm telling you, it was on
over.
continuous repeat.
Yeah.
I just needed my mind, you know, and
shattered.
then from there I began to read books on leadership, and you know, I tell people the me then and the me now. If you know the me then, we are two different people.
True.
I'm telling you. True. So that's one gift I can say the Pentecostal church gave me. Renewing of my mind. Renewing of my mind. For my academics, I will owe it to that coaching center. But for my life, the core principles that define who I am now were given to me because of the church.